birds are chirping, the wind chimes are chiming. There's not enough mimosas in the morning. Hi, I'm Addison von Drake. You're welcome. So as I've mentioned before, I like to cover different topics just to get the ball rolling, as you see. And one thing I've decided to do was actually talk about some drama. And unfortunately, I have to go with the popular subject going on today, and that subject, of course, Shane Dawson. Oh yes, of course he had that wonderful apology video last week. But I'm just gonna go ahead and keep talking about it because Queens! So as you know, as an influencer, I like to chase trends. Now, my friends, a week ago, Shane Dawson released a video called Taking Accountability. And even though it has nothing to do with me, I am going to discuss this because, fun little fact, I'm a bit of a bitch. Isn't that right, Tony? Anywho. So, you see, the thing about Shane Dawson is, I don't know, he goes on the internet and talks about other people. That's what most of us do. We're just catty cats. And then we'll all see each other at the conventions and give air kisses to each other. Mwah, mwah. Is that even allowed these days? I mean, I don't think there's going to be a quarantine type of convention. And no, I'm not going to participate in that, stupid-ass online Skyping thing either because, well, that's just depressing. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Can we air kiss? Mwah, mwah. That's the topic. No, wait. The topic is Shane Dawson. Now, this taking accountability video of his, I hope it's really something to do with his hair. That awful brushed over hair he had for years. It's a punishment long overdue. Or maybe he's apologizing for that movie he made, Not Cool. Or maybe it's for his appearance in that horrible horror movie called Smiley. There's so much for him to apologize for. In fact, if he made one video for each thing he apologized for, he can go on forever. But no, this is just mostly about him talking about his past, why he is reaching out and commented against James Charles, or his experiences with Skeletor. Jeffree Star. Sorry, honey. Just kidding. Mwah. Or him apologizing for blackface. Let's take a little peek just to see what he's talking about.
Hi. If you've been watching me for a while, then you know that I have done a lot of things in my past that I wish I could make go away, that I try to make go away by deleting videos or untagging my Instagram things or literally doing whatever I can to pretend like those things didn't happen.
Typical apology fashion. Wishing he can go back and do things differently. He's taking notes. He knows how to apologize so far. Let's keep going.
I'm 31, almost 32.
31 and 32? Well, gee, in gay years, that's geriatrics. No wonder why he's apologizing. He's atoning for all his sins before he dies and has to face God. I myself will never know what it's like to be in my 30s. I have years to go before that. You shut up.
I saw Jenna Marbles' video, and it really inspired me.
He was inspired by Jenna Marbles' apology about her appropriating culture. But with her, she actually didn't wait for people to get mad. She just jumped out there to apologize. Him, he saw how much love and support she got, so he decided, sure, I'll apologize. I'm not judging on that because sometimes I get myself into trouble just so I can apologize later. Lot of sympathy points for it.
Just saying everything I want to say and ways that I want to help be a part of a change and not be a part of a problem, which is what I've been a part of. So I'm going to start with all the racism.
Okay, Shane, you're 2 minutes in. 8 more minutes to go, and then you can get some ads. Uh-oh, that's the train. Cho-cho! Went the trolley. Ding, 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 went the bell. Ugh, I'm singing show tones.
And I've talked about this before, but when I say I hate that person, I mean it in the most intense way possible.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Shane. We all had that terrible haircut, but you moved on. Good for you.
Blackface was something that I did a lot. Like, I did it a lot on my channel. And there's no excuse for it. There's literally no excuse.
You're right, Shane. There is no excuse for blackface. Aldros and you are not. That message is not only to you, but that's also to Ted Danson and also that guy from Soul Man, or Tom from Tom and Jerry, or Augustus from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. All of them, they did blackface. How dare they? Oh, and don't get me started on Ernest from the end of Ernest Goes to Jail. Well, it was a good movie up until that moment, and the whole thing was ruined.
I didn't actually look into the history of it and why it's so wrong.
What do you mean you needed to look into the history of it? The racism is as plain as the marking on the face.
I am so sorry to anybody that saw that and that also saw that people were lifting me up and were saying, "You're so funny, Shane. Oh my God, you're so funny." Like, I can't even put myself in that head. I can't even imagine.
All right, Shane, you're at 4 minutes and 21 seconds. You're almost there for that 10-minute mark. Let's go, buddy. And also, are you blaming other people for encouraging you? That's not really apologizing. That's just putting the blame on someone else, scapegoating. I get it. I totally do the same thing.
I can tell you this. I don't have hate for any race.
I don't know. I personally do have a hatred for a certain race. Klingons. What's with the f***ing ridges on their heads? Are they f***ing stupid?
I've had people tell me, well, I used to watch your videos when I was a kid, and yeah, I never saw anything wrong with that.
There it is. The source of the problem. Children. Children watching videos and having opinions. No wonder why he got himself in a situation as he did. He was being egged on by those awful, awful children. Little sons of bitches.
Scary. Because it made me realize, oh my God, I have been a part of such a huge problem, and I have just been avoiding it. And that's wrong.
Okay, he's just going in circles now. Let's just go ahead and fast forward this even further.
Swear on my life, I am not somebody who would ever talk about a child, like in seriousness. I would never talk about a child in any way that was inappropriate.
Okay, now he's apologizing for the jokes that he made about a younger girl. And a lot of people, of course, are speculating it's Willow Smith. I don't know. I really just was blocking that out. I'm still thinking about that god-awful movie. But then he went to talk about the time he was talking dirty to his cousin.
Clip of me and my cousin who was, I don't know, probably 12 or 13 at the time. And we were, I was doing the birds and the bees talk. I remember a few years ago, I reached out to her mom, my aunt, and I was like, I'm so sorry. And, she was like, oh my God, we know, it's okay. It was funny. Like, we all thought it was funny. Like, that's just how our family is. So I kind of took that as like, okay, well, then I don't need to apologize for it. But I do.
Shaney, no. You can't do that. And then put it on the internet. Oh, no. One thing I learned, and Tony learned, is that we keep our family trauma in the family, trauma that'll haunt us for the rest of our lives, we keep it to ourselves.
So all of those apologies, if you accept them, thank you. If you don't, I 100% understand, because there was a lot.
Okay, now he's just apologizing in circles. Look, he's at 14 minutes and 25 seconds. Shaney, just stop, okay? It had nothing to do with me, but I forgive you. Just shut up. And my forgiveness is all you need.
I'm going to do better to even more so educate myself, put more people on my channel that aren't just white YouTubers in trouble. Like that, I'm totally aware of how that looks.
Okay, now this is the part of the video where he talks about he needs more black friends. So, get going.
So the part of the Twitter note that I regret more than anything in my life was the part where I said that James deserved a slice of humble pie the size of the Empire State Building.
Oh, now he's talking about the James Charles and Tati situation and how he got involved. And by being involved, it means being as involved as I am in this right now. Fully loaded. But he's apologizing about that because he said James Charles needs a huge slice of humble pie? No! No! No one should be eating pie. Tony.
Well, why did you say you're leaving the beauty community? You were never in it. And you're right, it hurt those people who aren't problematic and who just love makeup and who have been working their ass off for years. For me to shit on that?
Yeah, he also said the beauty community is toxic. I mean, I don't need any of the products because, look at me. I am glitz and glamour rolled into one. Sorry, Tony, that I hogged it up. I humble myself before you, my friends. I too like watching makeup channels. My favorite is when I watched Joaquin Phoenix put on that makeup. He did it with such elegance. It was like he was ready for the ball. I don't know what was the deal with putting the red on a nose. That still bugs the hell out of me. But the rest is pretty nice.
Sorry. Also, I'm aware of how hypocritical it is for me to say I'm above this tea and drama channels and drama, and I'm not like that.
Yeah, listen up, people. You'll only find out in real life that the only people who say they don't like drama are the people making drama. I personally love drama, and I also like causing it too. And I like not fixing it either. But I digress.
So thank you for watching this. If you watched the whole thing, thank you so much. And I hope that you learned some lessons from me.
So how do I sum this up? Well, easy. Valuable lesson, Shane. Don't do blackface. It's gauche. Don't talk shit about people. Unless you have a good camera. And, well, if you're gonna be bitchy, tell me first. I want to be prepared. Well, that's all I have to say today. Auf Wiedersehen, bye-bye.